recall the past real vaguely. I remember everything they said. Maybe thought that I was crazy.
You just called me. You just called me.
I called you.
You didn't leave me.
That's why I called you half an hour ago.
The only reason I'm here, buddy, and I got a lot to pick on you about, is Jimmy Controversy's on this show, and I got a lot of things going on here.
We got the
My name. Don't wear it out.
Yeah, hold on, Jimmy. What is this thing that you? I heard you got to do. I saw your interview with Skinny Moose yesterday. Your new buddy, huh?
Yeah.
Why didn't you invite me to that? You guys were babbling. You didn't know what you're talking about.
You might be replaced by Skinny
No.
Moose.
Don't be a wise guy. What is this new deal that you have with EC USA TV with Angel?
With Yakuza TV?
Yeah. Tell me about it.
I can't talk about that. I signed an NDA. It's confidential, Mike.
You signed a contract?
I signed. Whoa! It's confidential.
What kind of money are you getting out of this?
I signed an NDA. I can't talk about it. It's very classified.
Oh, I know you're not doing. He's not doing anything if there's not money involved. Okay, listen. Look. I don't know what's going on, but I don't like the way XBW is going.
What do you mean? We got signed a deal with IWTV.
Yeah.
People are all over the world are watching us.
I've got family members, cousins, and nieces that are watching this stuff on TV and seeing me at these interviews say, what's Uncle Mikey doing with those people and stuff like that? Okay, you got people on fire. There's crazy things going on. Nudity, not nudity, but like women walking around with their butt out. Poor little Pinky. You've corrupted her. She was so innocent back on the show Jimmy was on. You've got her doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Well, now, I don't know. I don't want to. Okay, is Jimmy on these shows you got coming up?
He's on all of them. Jimmy's on.
Well, he better be.
We got to look at the budget.
We got
to check the budget out.
Okay, if he's not on all three of these shows you got coming up, I'm quitting. I'm walking out right now. No.
You got to check.
Good man.
No, to make sure he's on it right now.
All right. He's on it. He's on it. We're making the deal. He's on it.
He's gonna come and straighten out this cast of characters that you got as a locker room. And that's what we need.
Sergeant Jimmy Controversy.
Sergeant Jimmy Controversy.
Truth, justice, and order. I'm here to enforce.
We need you. Listen, since the last
and y'all got backup. Y'all got Roman 5-0, my guy.
And you got me too. Listen.
Who had my back? Who had my back at the last XBW show I was at when I got rudely attacked by GQ?
Oh,
remember the Chris Cash Memorial?
No, I was not.
I seen him cheering.
No, I was not. No, I
seen him cheering for GQ.
No, he was not. No, he was not. No, he was not. That was you, Justin. That was you. That was you cheering for him and smiling like you always do.
It's gotten more out of control since you've been there. Trust me. These last shows.
I heard.
You heard. Okay, that's why we need him. So we're gonna straighten that out.
We got it.
So we're doing this interview under protest, but I'll do it.
Ladies and
Jesus
gentlemen.
Christ, I live 2 minutes from. I live 2 minutes. I literally live right. My gym is right down the street, and I'm driving past my gym. I see smoke coming out. Guy was on fire again.
It's out of control. It's out of control. It's out of control.
My guy was on fire. Roman 5-0 by that anthrax.
Sergeant Jimmy Controversy is going to shut the show down.
I hope so. I don't want him to shut it down. I just want to straighten out. I want him to straighten out.
I want to enforce truth, justice, and order before I take action in shutting the show down. We'll if we got to get to that, we'll get to that.
We're going to give you a citation. He's going to give me a citation.
But that's a last case scenario.
He better be on these shows.
Oh yeah, he'll be on there.
He'll be on there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sergeant Jimmy Controversy, the owner of Pro Wrestling Venom, joining us today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you guys for having me. Pleasure's all mine. Pleasure's all mine. Pleasure's all mine. Because I know you guys got a lot coming up and a lot planned and a hell of a lot of shows right here in New Jersey. And November 2nd, we'll get to that one in a minute. But first one is October 11th, right? H2O.
October 11th, absolutely. The H2O.
You know I'm there for that, man. I went back to the building. You were the ones who brought me back to that building for the first time in 8 years. And I got to be part of the Chris Cash Memorial Fatal 4-Way. And things got out of hand with GQ. And, Kazi won that. And, I came up short. So did Roman, but we go from there. We go from there. And Mania week was a hell of a weekend. That was really fun. Really fun.
Oh,
Kudos.
absolutely, absolutely.
Justin, I give you props for making it one hell of a Mania weekend. 100%. Give you props for that.
Absolutely, man. That's what we do
Let me
here,
tell
X Man. You know it. You know it. Always going hard. But if we could back up just a little bit. The question we ask everyone: what was your first memory of pro wrestling? Like the first thought when you think of pro wrestling, where did it all start?
So my first memory of pro wrestling, I grew up watching wrestling like my whole life. My whole family was into it. They used to watch it on TV. My grandfather was like a talent agent, in New Jersey and stuff like that.
Huh.
Working with talents like, guys from WWE, King Kong Bundy, Goldust. He knew the big local names like Danny Inferno, all those guys. So my earliest memory of wrestling though was getting to meet King Kong Bundy when I was like 4 or 5 years old. And then on TV, my earliest memory on TV with WWE was when DDP unmasked as Undertaker's stalker, and it was really really cool. Like seeing DDP come in and him and Undertaker, doing having this big heated rivalry, and I didn't know who DDP was at the time, but like it was like really cool, intimidating moment. And then the first match I remember was Shane McMahon versus Kurt Angle at King of the Ring 2001. So, as far as I remember, glass and wrestling to me has always been the norm.
Oh, okay. Little kid. Yeah.
That was like literally, I was 5 years old and I saw Shane McMahon go through the glass window, like,
Five
and I'm
times.
like, bro, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. Like, I was hooked since then because I used to have the figures. I used to have hand-me-down figures. I had a hand-me-down Nintendo 64 with WWF Warzone. I had to wait a few years until I got the PS2, and then SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, which is my all-time favorite game. So it's been a big, it has been my life, growing
Wow.
up, and then my whole adulthood. I couldn't be more involved in the business that I am now. But I
Right.
know I will be more involved.
But
Got a
and
lot
you
coming
did
up.
you did amateur wrestling. I looked you up. I saw some amateur pictures out there.
I did. Yeah, I
High
was
school.
so I started wrestling in the first grade. They want, my parents wanted me to do a sport. Like, what would your sport be? So wrestling, because my whole life it was just wrestling. So I started doing it. It was completely different, but I stuck with it. And then I got to high school. I went to the Shore Conference champion, uh, the Holiday Tournament champion. Unfortunately, did not make it to Atlantic City where they had the state championships, but a lot of friends of mine did. And Shore. War at the Shore champion, placed in that.
Wow.
Districts that didn't make it to regions though. But was an amateur wrestler. I also did martial arts, whether it was jujitsu, just regular jujitsu, sparring, grappling. Grappling was my favorite. I would take first place in all of the summer tournaments annually up
Wow.
until like my sophomore year when I started really getting competitive in the high school wrestling. So yeah, I've always had that athletic, background. Always. Um,
I always wonder, like, so at a young age, you could handle yourself against people even bigger than you. Or were you a
yeah.
fist? Did you get into like
Um,
skirmishes as a kid? Or were you a fighter?
did I get into fights as a kid? So from sixth grade to my up until from second grade to like sixth grade, it was pretty rough. But I really don't count that. Um, high school was pretty chill. High school was pretty chill. I was just having a good time. Mostly not kind of focused on academics and which I was really struggling in, and focusing in on just the high school wrestling. Didn't really get into fights
Oh,
in school, except this one time, but I don't really remember it. And then my senior year, right after the wrestling season ended, I started training at Wrestle Pro in Rahway, New Jersey, formerly known as PWS. They just became Wrestle Pro and started merging with Creative Pro to do shows and have like a joint school. So there was Wrestle Pro New Jersey, Wrestle Pro Long Island. I wanted to do both, but I really was not an experienced driver at that point to go up to Long Island at that time.
see, I respect these guys. We've interviewed a lot of people that had amateur experience. It's guys you wouldn't have even thought they did, and we had one guy that was like big time college, and he made it to college. But
Mm.
it's a lot that goes into amateur wrestling. And did that help you when you trained in pro wrestling? That helped a lot, didn't it?
Um,
Cardio.
Cardio wise, conditioning wise, 100%. Because I used to go to but what really helped me was my training in general. Because I used to go to a gym called Underground Strength Gym, and I go there from time to time, sometimes just to do their push-ups for charity and their lift for leukemia events, like um but I just couldn't afford to go like every day, like, because I'm on the road constantly with traveling and stuff. So um I would go to Underground Strength Gym. It's not no ordinary gym. It's not like a retro or anything like that. It's old school. Just driving in there is tough because you got like a rocky ground. You're in a garage, legit garage with just one big fan. That's it. And there's turf, and it's just all free weights, all equipment, no machines. It's something. It's a hell of an experience. And Zach Evanish, he is the owner of it, and he kicks everybody's ass in that gym. Everyone, you name an athlete, especially in you name a scholar athlete, probably came out of Underground Strength Gym.
Okay.
Worked,
Respect to this guy.
yeah, worked. He worked very hard with. He worked closely with Ultimate Warrior too. He did. He had this thing called the Warrior Award, Warrior of the Week, which I got twice. So
Nice.
yeah.
Let's back up a little. You grew up in North Jersey, right?
I grew up in right where the shelter is, Howell,
No.
New Jersey.
North Jersey.
Right where GCW used to be, Howell, New Jersey, which is it's not North Jersey. It's someplace better. It's the Jersey Shore. The
Oh, there you
Jersey
go.
Shore.
Jersey
Yeah,
Shore.
we
The
were there.
Jersey Shore, Ocean County, Monmouth County. It's beautiful place. It's the prime spot in Jersey, even better than Atlantic City.
Oh,
100%. The parties are more lit. There's a lot more to do around here. You don't get bored. Uh, it's a lot of fun. There's Jersey Shore is like the prime spot in New Jersey.
You ever run into the girls from any of people that are on that Jersey Shore show? I like that show.
No, I have not.
Okay, all right.
No, I have not ran it, but I passed the Jersey Shore house many times. Many times.
Mike likes to fist bump.
No, I just like the show.
You do?
No, I don't.
I
strikes
see
me
that.
as
He
a
was
fist
doing it
pump.
when he was coming.
He strikes me as the fist pumping guy, to be honest with you.
No, I like the show. It's funny to watch him, but I didn't know I was.
So growing up around there was a lot of indies. What was your first experience at an indie show? Like going there as a fan?
My first experience with it at an indie show as a fan. I used to go to shows that called NWS, and it was run by a guy named Dapper.
Okay.
Dapper Johnny Falco. And he was a character, to be honest with you. He ran literally every weekend. He ran not big setup, nothing like Jersey All Pro, nothing like Jersey All Pro, nothing like CZW, which I got into much later. And I would go there pretty much up until like, around like 6th grade or something. I kind of got bored with it. I would see guys like get their early work, like, Rhett Titus. I would see he would do like have somebody in like a Doink the Clown costume and call it the famous TV clown. I know, real corny, real corny.
He loves those
Yeah.
shows. He loves to go to.
He had I bet, I'm not surprised. Fake. He had, well, this was something that Joey Janela's original work, he would call him Jumping Joey Janela at one point.
This is what he
Hilarious.
collects. You see this?
And yeah, he had a fake old. Is that Ultimate Warrior?
Sting.
Yeah.
It's Sting.
He paid $300 for this.
Is that Sting? It looked like the Ultimate Warrior with the
Yeah,
lighting.
it's all beat
That
up.
looks like Sting. That looks like he
We gotta
did
give
it.
Mike the Jersey Shore gimmick.
Well,
He would have he had once he would do like he had a fake Ultimate Warrior, just called him One Warrior Nation.
Yeah.
He had like all this carny outlandish stuff. Like he had a fake Mortis, which was like kind of pushing it a bit. So
Ryback.
and then Ryback is actually real cool.
Yeah.
I've shared locker rooms with him a couple times. He's actually a really cool guy.
Yeah, he's cool.
I like Ryback.
I like all the guys. Yeah.
I don't have a problem with Ryback.
No, I like
Mike's favorite's Doink the Clown.
No. Imitation.
Hey, listen, Matt Bourne's Doink the Clown was phenomenal, to be honest with you. And we all knew Matt Bourne. My family knew him real
really?
well. My grandfather loved Matt Bourne. God rest his soul. And he was very involved in one of the shows that I originally worked for. Way before I came in, it was SWF it was called.
Yeah.
And Matt Bourne was heavily involved in that back in the day.
Wow. Okay.
So, he would be like at those shows, like regular. He was a regular at those shows. And I also heard like not only that, he would help out with the marketing too. So nobody's above, putting in that kind of work. Matt Bourne was phenomenal, man. Matt Bourne was a lot of people say things, like we all have our problems in life. Matt Bourne, once you got to know the guy, he was a great guy, but he was also a genius he was a genius creatively. Like he took that Doink the Clown character with him when he left WWE and made it his own. So there's hundreds of Doinks, but there's only one Doink the Clown, and that's Matt Bourne, because Matt Bourne was able to take it and evolve it into his own image.
You know a lot about the history. You and Drake, people like that are very like the history of wrestling. I could talk to Drake about NWA Territories 1970 stuff, and he knows.
Drake is one hell of a guy, telling you, full of knowledge.
Yeah.
You do remember we were watching WrestleMania with him, him telling us every little thing he would tell. He would go into detail about it. He knows so much. He knew, but he's literally he was there, literally. So, he's somebody else that you really want to have a conversation with. He's very knowledgeable, knowledgeable.
Oh, yeah. That was a fun weekend, WrestleMania weekend.
Dude, that was unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Even that.
It was great, yeah.
That crazy skateboard show. You weren't there.
No, I was
You were at that skateboard
I was
underneath the highway.
I was in some I almost went through that was the same show I almost went through a wall.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, yep.
I almost went through a wall. Oh my god. Picking up I was wrestling hardcore at this one show during the skateboard show. I picked them up, we almost went into somebody else's room. It was some garage show. It
Oh,
was a garage show
no,
that we did.
no.
We almost went into somebody else's room.
oh,
Yeah,
God.
I was instructed before to stay away to watch that wall, and we almost went through it. I literally grabbed him and hit him with the twist of fate, like right then and there. I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna pay for that. Couldn't afford it anyway.
You
Right.
don't want to
Yeah.
get stuck paying for the wall.
Yeah, the skate show I heard got there was an issue there. Evil Ways was really fun that night. And then of course the Eat the Turnbuckle show, which I got thrown into there last minute.
Oh, that's right. You
Crazy.
were on that show.
That was crazy.
Yeah, so I walked out with Necro Butcher, who again another knowledgeable, probably the most intelligent person that I know. Uh, so he just asked me if I had my gear with me, and I'm like, of course. And he goes like, run out to the car and grab it. He handed me the Trump flag, and I'm like, man, I'm totally honored. We went out there, got beat down by Lou Nixon, and then of course, who's gonna be at the Fear show? I know. And then of course, Tarzan power bombs me through a barbed wire door, which it always ends up every time I get involved with something and Tarzan's there, it always ends up with Tarzan kicking my ass.
You know, I've never seen a guy in 1 year be on on some small shows in Pennsylvania and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden he's at like Deep South, XBW, XPW, XBW, like
Yeah.
high profile shows, like
Yeah.
high profile shows. Like he paid his dues for a little and then he got accepted and
He's
then he
all
was
over,
just
right?
everywhere, like Deep South, and like Carnage Cup. I didn't know. We interviewed a couple guys for Carnage Cup, and like Brian White, it was like his honor to be in that gauntlet match, let alone the you were in the tournament match. You were in that first round.
I was in both I was
you were
in both the Carnage Cup and Kings of Carnage, and I'll be in it I'll be in Carnage Cup this coming one, of course.
Yeah.
So,
So it's harder to get. It's an honor. I didn't know so many people really wanted to be on it. Even Brian White winning that gauntlet, he was
Oh,
excited.
yeah.
But he was excited. I don't think he was in the tournament, was he?
Brian White,
Oh yeah, he was. He
No,
got
he
the,
was.
he got the
He
hot
was.
sauce on his face.
I've been keeping tabs on that fuck after he beat me in a fluke. So yeah, he was. I've been keeping tabs
He
on
was in that. Yeah,
the
but I mean, he's been everywhere.
Deathmatch Juggalo since he
Have
beat
you
me
learned?
to the
You know, driving around with Necro and Dirty Ron and a lot of the guys I see you getting, there's no telling who he's in the car with.
Yeah.
What do you do? Those long rides? Do you learn? What do you guys talk wrestling the whole time?
Oh, it's a hell of a ride. Hell of a ride. It's
What's it like?
actually
What do
the most that is like most of the fun, to be honest with you. Getting to sit in that car and Necro trolling me over my car, and he asked me if it was my actual car. He's like, "Is this your grandma's car and you don't know how to use it and stuff like that?" And I'm like, "No, this is my car. I use my money on this. This is my actual car." I drive I have a pickup truck, but I also have like a Hyundai Veracruz, very,
right. What do
that
you like?
I install a camera in it, so it's got like a GPS and all that stuff for it. So,
Right.
but
But you guys talk wrestling and you talk about, you learn a lot. Are you learning from these guys?
oh yeah, I learned something new working with them all the time. Every day, every time I talk to them, I learned something. We talk wrestling, we talk wrestling, we talk, working out, we talk, other bullshit, we talk women, all kinds of stuff, Necro and I, we talk politics. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Necro got me on a nutrition plan that has, believe it or not, been working more than any of my other nutrition plan. You know what is two key diets he wanted me to do?
I don't know. No soda.
I don't drink soda, but
Yeah, I don't.
peanut butter. He said peanut butter and beer to bulk up.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Peanut butter and beer. That's what he told me. and he added it to my diet, and it's been working.
Peanut butter and beer.
That Necro got
Peanut
What
butter
we-
and beer.
What were you thinking when he was in Japan in a hospital bed and couldn't get out of Japan?
Oh God!
If you told me he's wrestling hardcore death matches like 4 months later,
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it.
it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I mean, in the back of my mind, I knew it because I knew he would somehow make a comeback if anybody could recover from a situation like he had in Japan. It would be him, 100%. You know, because he's literally one of the toughest guys I know, or he is the toughest guy I know, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
So, oh man, when that happened in Japan, where I forget what I was doing, but I see his like a message on like he goes, we were all in this one big group, and he goes that he shattered his hips, and I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
And then he was in the hospital, and he was in the hospital for
I know.
a long time, and they weren't doing anything. They weren't you know checking up on him. I would check up on him from time to time, but at the time I was going back and forth to California and stuff for San Diego shows, and I was just checking up on him, like ask him how he was doing, and and then like he finally got the okay to go, like to come home. So I think he came home on Memorial Day,
Yeah.
and I wished him a happy Memorial Day, and then I just saw him at XPW that night when he came in,
Oh, that's right.
and
Yeah.
and then he needed a ride back. He was moving to Amarillo, getting ready to open up his school to train guys and gals, which he's currently doing now. And let me tell you, those students right there don't know how lucky they are to have him as a mentor, as a trainer.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want
yeah.
I want to get down there to Amarillo eventually, hopefully before the year ends, to train, to take some classes with him and train with him, like hopefully for like a week. And then hopefully, because Necro has been somebody that I've been following for a long time, like since I was in the 4th grade. Necro got me into deathmatch wrestling, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we go way back. I've known him.
So yeah, I watched the movie The Wrestler, and I saw Necro Butcher was in it, and I'm like, I like this guy. And I started looking him up, and I started watching him on CZW, and then I became like a big CZW fan during that time. So Necro and Wife Beater were my two. They were my
Yeah.
childhood right there.
Funny story about the wrestler that you bring up. So when we were all there, a lot of us guys were at CZW when they were taping that episode where he was fighting Mickey Rourke in the ring, right?
Oh wow!
And he comes out and he has his glasses, a bathrobe, and some slippers on, right? So he goes, Mike, here, watch. He walked right by me like they were taping. The cameras were on him, getting ready for his episode, and he hands me his he had a bathrobe and slippers and his glasses. I held them while they were doing that fight scene.
Jesus, nice.
I know him from way back. He's been up here to Smyrna for stuff up here.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I mean, I was at the match with him and Samoa Joe when he won King of the Death match.
That was, oh man, dude, Necro versus Samoa Joe was an all-time great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
An all-time great. The CZW one, an all-time great.
I know. That's a legendary match. Anybody that says something, I said, have you ever seen that match? I'm like, watch it. Just watch. It's legendary.
That's up there. Yeah, that was legendary. That was legendary.
I mean, I'm in the video following him around at that show. That was a doubleheader. IWA Mid-South and CZW did two shows. You were younger, but yeah.
They did the joint. Oh yeah, they used to do a lot of joint shows.
Yep.
I remember. I remember Ian Rotten versus Zandig and the electrifying cage. Yeah, all that.
That was here in Dover. That was right here.
Yeah, that was in Dover. Where we live in Smyrna is where the Breakaway Tavern where Sexy Eddie was bleeding. Down the street, bulldozers used to be.
And that was TOD. That was TOD 2004, right?
2000. No. 2004 was in Middletown at the
Middletown, Delaware was 2004.
Motorcycle thing.
The Blue Diamond.
Yeah, but they've been all in this area. I don't know if you ever get a chance to watch the history of CZW in Delaware. I did a little documentary like over 10 years ago with Luke Hadley.
Nice.
I don't know if you know him, but he helps out with POR guys and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you learn a lot from those guys on the road. Who's your I guess Necro, and you like Dirty Ron traveling with him and.
Oh yeah, Necro is always a pleasure hanging around him. Dirty Ron did teach me a lot. Ron gave me my first match on XPW at the Theater of Brutality show. No, Detroit didn't happen. Indiana. It was Indiana.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then the next day you went down to Deep South, right?
And then the next day I went down to Deep South to get the shit beat out of me by Necro and Bryant Woods. I was thrown in there on the spot. Kevin went up to me saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna put you in the match with Necro and Bryant Woods, man. Congratulations on that opportunity." So Necro was literally I think he was sleeping in my car when Kevin said that. I was like, oh shit. So then those two guys, they're those two guys are just going back and forth. They didn't even announce me. I just went running in. Necro immediately passes me by, shit cans me into this carpet strip contraption. And then, they put out a whole bunch of stuff. And they didn't even bother using all that stuff because they were just beating the shit out of me the whole time.
I know.
So I came back. I gave Necro a glob to the back. He just turns around at me, goes, "Go back to your grandma's car, you fucking pipsqueak," and punch right in the jaw. And I went down, and then the whole match was crazy. Hell of an experience, man. Hell of an experience. So I give IWA Deep South a lot of praise for giving me that opportunity. And then it's an honor to be in this year's Carnage Cup too. Like back 2 years, like back to back is awesome. I grew up watching Carnage Cup, the whole Spider Boudreaux and John Rare match.
Why was it that?
The stabbing, yup. I grew up watching, Tremont and Carnage Cup, all those guys, so the one that Drake won, I think that was 2010 or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Carnage Cup, IWA Deep South's fun to work, fun to go down there. Last time I was down there, I almost had Brian White, the deathmatch juggalo, and Little Sicko interfered. I had Brian White beat to a bloody pulp, like literally beat. He was handcuffed. He was handcuffed. He was choked out. He was bloodied up. Everything, and then Obey comes out. Okay, beats Brian White up even more, and then Little Sicko comes out as I'm getting ready to go for the pin. Little Sicko comes out, and him and his manager, and those two fucks just get in the match, and then Little Sicko fucking picks me up and drops me through a fucking door with his finisher, and I'm like, and puts Brian White on top of me.
Yeah, that was a good match.
I can't stand juggalos, man. I can't fucking stand them.
I know. You know that match. What I like about Deep South. That guy has in between matches that are really good. Like he's got filler.
Oh,
like
yeah.
The gauntlet match that he was in with Brian White could have been a main event on any show, right?
Right.
I mean, you'd have been like, oh man, that. you could have gone to a show that wasn't that great. That's the main event, and you like, oh man,
That was good.
I love that show.
Well, a lot of guys know how to make take matches like gauntlets and scrambles and battle royals and stuff, and make like they're not the most fun situations to be in. I particularly not a fan of any of those type of matches, but you know, because I like the less, you know, the less people in the ring for me, the better. But you know, when you're in a gauntlet, when you're in a scramble, when you're like, you know, I mean, gauntlets are fun, to be honest with you. I've only won one out of my entire 10 years of wrestling, but a lot of guys could deliver real well in matches like those. You know,
Yeah.
do something that stands out, while all these other guys are just like, oh, what do we do? This is a clusterfuck.
No, I liked it. I was one of my favorite matches, the Gauntlet match.
Gauntlet.
Yeah, I mean the whole show was that show was wild from beginning to the final.
Tarzan, Tarzan and Sick Boy.
Oh yeah,
Weekend of Carnage. Yup, that was crazy.
yeah. Everybody. Nobody. I mean, you go to Carnage. I think it's such a wild scene. A lot of people do a lot of death matches. I think the Carnage Cup is like you got to do that. You got. It's like you've been in Carnage
It's
Cup.
brutal.
Huh?
It's brutal. Trust me. It is as ultra violent as it gets. It is as brutal as it is as carnage as it gets.
Yeah, I'm looking for. I'll be there the 19th and 20th.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Weekend of Carnage. Weekend of Carnage.
My buddy Lee Johnson.
And then the weekend after is Glassboro.
Oh, absolutely. Bloodlust. Expand.
Right.
Bloodlust.
No ring. It's gonna be crazy.
No
it's gonna
ring.
be wild party scene.
No ring. And I just saw my my partner Roman 5-0 is going against the guy who damn near put me on the shelf and on my X brand debut.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
He's going against Llama Fozzy. Look, you know what? I'll say his name because he's doing a good job and climbing the ranks. I mean, the stuff he's doing at Hearthslam right now is unbelievable. He is the current POR champion, but I'm not gonna forgive. I'm not forgiving him for what he did to. I'm not gonna forgive him for what he did to me.
I don't think it was him. I think it was the alien. Wasn't it the alien that messed you up?
I'm not gonna forgive him or the alien what they did to me.
That's POR. Wait, POR.
Because Kazi beat me that night, and then the alien added insult to injury. So Kazi and the alien are just as guilty. And so much for that stupid alien being blue. Talk about back of the blue. That alien is not blue. Paint that fucking alien green. He is not back to blue.
Oh. I think Kazi brought the alien.
I thought it was Roman 5-0 at first. He was wearing all blue.
So next week you got. I'm trying to keep all these tournaments together. You're in the POR Grand Prix. That's another high profile show.
A lot of them guys at POR don't really like me that much, and it's probably because it's probably because of my stance on truth, justice, and order, and it's probably because of my policies and all that. But I mean the militia at POR, if you know who they are. Tons of respect to them. They like me. They gave me They gave me a $10 bill. They gave me a $10 bill with my face on it. So 100% respect to them. Roman 5-0, Chew the Mangler, all those guys, Shotgun Allman, or Jamal, the Wizard, all those guys. But JJ, I don't think he likes me very much. Kamikaze, I know he damn sure as hell doesn't like me. And Mikey Anarchy, who's in it, I know for a fact he damn sure doesn't like me. There's a history right there. Wow. So instead of being in a first round, I was informed that I need to be in a multi-man match where the winner gets in to the Grand Prix.
Politics.
This is a day before my birthday. And come to find out, my partner, Roman 5-0, the other half of Good Cop, Bad Cop is in that fucking match. So I'm miserable.
Well, that would be something if he does win it. That way he gets to the Grand Prix.
Prix.
One of us is walking out as the winner. One of us is walking out.
Right.
One of us is going to walk out as the winner. It could either be the good cop or the bad cop. But one of us is walking out as the winner, man. 100%.
What do you tell people about? I've been telling about POR for years. I've been to all those Grand Prix. You've been there, but tell people about what the scene is there, man. It's just like it's kind of like Carnage Cup and like a gathering of the Juggalos on like mixed.
It is like a mini gathering, which, by the way, the gathering was more than 13 years worth of wait. It far exceeded all my expectations. It 100% delivered. I went in there with very high expectations, but it was phenomenal. But I digress. POR is basically see, people say it's like a mini gathering, kind of is. People say it's like a Carnage Cup. It kind of is.
Yeah.
It's got those atmospheres. But it is like GTS on steroids, Grimm's Toy Show on steroids, where, heavily deathmatch involved. These guys got this, big ring, big setup, in the middle of nowhere, outside in the middle of nowhere, tremendous setup. It's something great. It really is. But I feel like GTS, Grimm's Toy Show, where I came from originally, and where my base, like my fan base originated from. That was GTS was the show that I helped build. So I feel like, a place like POR took that concept and kind of made it their own, built upon it. It's awesome.
I know.
Like, it's amazing. And I love the feeling that anything that companies like them do, like, whether it be POR or the Shelter, UWF did for a while. You're the original XBW did for a while.
Yeah.
All those places, they did it off of, I feel like, I feel like Grimm and I made that possible. Like, Grimm and I made that, the cool thing. And it was off of our foundation, And don't get me wrong, backyard wrestling been around for a long time. That's how Undertaker got his start.
Yeah.
In the backyard. I don't know if you knew that, Delaware, but that's where Undertaker did his first wrestling work.
I did read that.
The Undertaker, but like, I feel like when GTS started, once we put that ring in Super Graham's backyard, it really became something huge.
You guys normalized it. You guys kind of like normalized it.
I feel like we did. And that was the original, and I have no problem in saying it. The original GTS before the warehouse days, yeah, that was a legit backyard. Like, we had it in, we had it. It was just a bunch of guys. It was me, it was Grimm, it was his brother, and it was Pain in the Ass Kid, and it was the four of us just beating the shit out of each other in either Grimm's backyard or my backyard. Where Peter Kid jumped off my treehouse, and I jumped off the roof of my treehouse onto Peter Kid, and then we got, we started getting all these views and stuff, and he started branching out when he got the ring, and then he had like the two warehouses, and now he's got like this big setup, which is similar to POR, and it made the Wrestling Code video game, which is really awesome. Really awesome.
Pretty.
They gotta update his character. He lost a little bit of weight as time went, like in recently. So they gotta update his character a bit. They got his old model. They need to get it. They need to get like a newer model.
Oh yeah,
So,
they got to update him. Yeah.
yeah.
So going back to the Gathering of the Juggalos, how was it? Like when you got the call, that you're gonna be on the Gathering of the Juggalos wrestling show.
There really wasn't a call. I've always wanted to go to a gathering. I've always been a huge. I may detest juggalos. I may dislike juggalos. I may be the juggalo executioner. I might put them under arrest, but I used to be at one time a huge ICP fan. Huge ICP
Oh yeah, we
fan.
do too. We like them too. I've been to gatherings.
And I used to like them all. Twisted. I used to listen to Make My
Blaze.
Motherfucking Day, which I got to do. I got to be, in one of Scum's. I got to be on stage with Scum during the song Pigs. I don't know if I should be, insulted or proud of that. I'm kind of somewhere in between because, the song's called Pigs, But I got to be part of Bloody Mania, actually make my JCW debut on Bloody Mania, which was, I don't think anybody's ever done that, to be honest with you. And, getting to be ringside with Colt Cabana, Officer Colt Cabana, sorry.
Yeah.
I've just known Colt Cabana for a long time, and we've had the weirdest encounters over the years back at the WrestlePro days. So, Officer Colt Cabana with his deputy dickhead, he calls him, and I guess Violent J was calling me Sergeant Cumnuts, so I guess I was Sergeant Cumnuts because he didn't know my name. He said no hard feelings in the back, but I'm like, bro, I don't care what you call me. I don't care what you call me. You didn't get in the, you're Violent J. This is your stomping ground. I don't give a damn when you call me. I think Colt Cabana called me Sergeant Cumnuts as well, and I was on his team. And he worked he wrestled against the new backseats, who two guys, JP and Tommy Grayson. They used to be the Graysons.
Amazing Graysons.
Oh yeah, I trained with them. When I at WrestlePro, I used to train with them all the time. So I haven't spoken to them in a long time up until that point. So it was phenomenal, and me mouthing off to Kashmir while at ringside, with Kashmir just casually staring me down and stuff in Juggalo face paint, of course, which was, in my opinion, hilarious. And then JJ finally got his hands on me at the world's most dangerous stunt show. So I'm pretty sure JJ's been wanting to get his hands on me like that.
Right.
He's been wanting to kick me in the face and fucking light me on fire and shit like that.
Wait, and you were on the main stage with Jesse Daniels too, right?
Jesse Daniels, yes. Jesse Daniels and I had our tryout match together. Before that, he attacked me during the Scum concert on the main stage.
Oh,
on the stage.
really?
They started
So
fighting.
my siren played as Scum was playing the song Pigs, and Scum, and listen, I grew up listening to those guys, and I haven't listened to them in a long time, since, believe it or not, like 7th grade. I used to be a huge fan of them, and Scum was gonna play the song Pigs. So I get up there. So I went up to him like, "Do not play this song. This is a disgrace.
Yeah.
I am in your presence. You don't disgrace me. You don't call the Sarge a pig. And then all of a sudden I turn around, Jesse Daniels gives me a fucking elbow and double arm DDTs me on the stage. So.
Yeah. It looked hard
Starts
too.
beating me with my own stick, my
Yeah.
own nightstick, to the point where not to the point where it broke like Angel fucking Metro did. Jesus Christ. But yeah.
Main stage. See, like I said, in 1 year, this guy has done so much.
So much, yeah.
I've really never seen anybody all over the place like
All
he
over,
is.
yeah,
Like he is.
California.
I mean, yeah. California. What about the California scene? How is that different from the East Coast?
It's different. Well, the California scene is different in a way where you have a lot of, it's a heavy lucha style. Heavy lucha based, especially in the San Diego, Tijuana area.
Oh,
You know, you have guys like Mecha Wolf. You have guys like Mecha Wolf. You have your Lady Lees. You have Super Beast. You have all those guys. You have uh then you got like West Coast has their own style and stars. Like Mecha Wolf is not just a lucha. Like he doesn't just do lucha. He could do multiple styles. But he has like a West Coast. He has that West Coast style to him. Like the West Coast has like their own style, especially like in California. Like you see guys like JD Horror on the deathmatch, scene. You see guys like Michael Kruger, like they, they do the deathmatch stuff, but they, the West Coast deathmatch scene kind of hits a bit different, and I kind of like it. I kind of like, I've always been a fan of. I've always liked Supreme, loved Supreme. Uh, so like I've always followed Supreme through XPW, UEW later on, and
yeah.
you got Sage Sin's promotion, Crimson Crown, out there. So the West Coast right now is in a really good place, really good place. You have like your luchadors like El Hijo de Rey Mysterio. You have Wicked Wicket. You have Inframundo. You have the guys out there at CMLL. You have guys out there like Paul London. Paul London School. That's where Judge Joe Dredd's been training. And
Yeah.
Judge Joe Dredd, give it a year. He's gonna be their guy on the West Coast, 100%. Not just saying that because I'm a member of the judiciary with judge and jury. This year is 100% the year of Judge Joe Dredd, especially in XPW. So with XPW, going back to its original old school format, you're gonna expect to see Judge Joe Dredd on top, like constantly. He'll be this 2025 will be the year of Judge Joe Dredd on the West Coast. That is the guy right now on the West Coast, especially in LA and San Diego.
How does it feel to be when you used to watch XPW, and then now you're part of it? You're hanging around Rob Black. You're around the people, and some of the people, like
Still surreal. I'm still processing it.
I remember when I was listening to the Rod Black show, and he was talking about Jimmy Controversy helped him out with something. He's like, he's a good guy. He's helping out.
Yeah.
And then he said, I'll put him on a show or something like that. And then he's on show. He's doing stuff.
shows.
I mean, he's getting his foot.
Got the shit beat out of me by Dirty Ron. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I am. Paying your dues.
Yeah, you just got to do what you got to do, man.
Dirty Ron. Yeah.
Should have kept my word and put Rob back in prison. No, he wasn't there, so I couldn't put him back in prison.
Oh,
well, Kat Martini is going to be sent down to the Deep South.
She will be on commentary, so I'm going to give her something. I'm going to give her something to watch. 100%. I'm going to give her. I hope they feed me a Juggalo. I see Little Sicko already had his match announced, so Good match, though, by the way.
Hey, wouldn't you say that scene down there in McKenzie, Tennessee, out in the middle of nowhere in the woods, and having Cat Martini, she's out of place down there, isn't she?
She is extremely out of place, bro.
I mean, you and I are out of place.
Well,
there.
She was from. Oh yeah, I'm 100%. She's from. I think she was from Texas, though. I think she lived in Texas, so I don't think she is too out of place.
No,
I
mean the mother, like a mother of two.
A mother of two.
You know, there's gonna be nobody that looks like her.
Global phenomenon.
Huh?
Global phenomenon. Television champ in the backwoods of Tennessee.
Yes.
White trash Tennessee.
Yeah.
With the deathmatch juggalos, as Brian White calls himself.
Yeah.
And
that's gonna be funny. Seeing
little sicko. So, I mean, hey, listen. At the end of the day, Larry Legend blended in with all of them. So.
Oh yeah. He moved in. Yeah, they like them down there. They get on.
Talk about out of play. I mean, listen. I wasn't out of place because I promised. An execution on a juggalo and what I called Southern police brutality on that juggalo, Brian White. So I wasn't out of place. Was I hated amongst those guys? Yeah, because he brought like 15 juggalos to watch his ass get beat up. So yeah, I was kind of hated. But Southern Outlaws, I'm like, you know what? I like this place, especially when the cops showed up. Got along fine with all of them.
Well, yeah,
they didn't want to shoot me.
Yeah, that was I'm excited about Carnage Cup. So you got another show. He's all over the place this month. I don't know. Extreme Halloween.
Extreme Halloween.
Yes, Vineland, New Jersey.
Vineland, New Jersey. It's gonna be testing the waters because I haven't wrestled in Jersey in a while. But ironically, I live in New Jersey. But I'm testing the waters because it's close to it's actually really close to Williamstown. So I figure, last time they saw me was I got cash flowed like right onto my head. So the last time they saw me was was getting attacked by GQ, who I thought retired. And I'm just gonna test the waters, It's a GTS live event. Wrestling Damon Dante for the #1 contendership for the GTS Hardcore Champion. And talk about abuse of power. A lot changed. I haven't been on GTS. I was on and off of GTS. There was a period where I wasn't as involved as I used to be. But now, like that, I'm heavily involved. A lot has changed, especially since I came back in 2023. All of a sudden, there came this business manager named Lisi, who, I know you have corrupt authority figures in X Brand running amok. Lisi is a whole other story. She put the hardcore belt on herself, and she got it handed to her, #1, and she's having all these other people win matches for her. She has all other competitors win the matches that, they fight her own battles, basically. She is egotistical.
Oh.
She is manipulative. She is this nasty, controlling.
Oh God!
I know I'm gonna regret. I'm gonna regret saying all that, but she's just a.
She runs the federation.
Don't say it. Don't say it. She's just all right. Oh, I could say it. She's just a bitch, and I'm saying that because she slapped me the last time. Got right up in the mat. Yeah,
she runs
she runs GTS.
GTS.
runs
GTS.
TBS.
GTS. Mike.
No, GTS.
You don't do no research.
No, but I
Oh.
looked him up. You had the GTS hardcore title. That was your first title, right?
My first title was the GTS Intercontinental title.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mike,
Ever.
you
My
don't do no
first
research.
title ever was the GTS Intercontinental title. It doesn't really get talked too much about. But my first major title was the YouTube Wrestling Championship. And the funny thing is, I was a 5-time YouTube Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. And that is like the only belt of its kind. I was off GTS for like 2 years at that point, and it was the summer of last year. I wrestled Grim on an SWF show, and it was for the YouTube belt. If I won the YouTube championship. If I lost, I would never return to GTS ever. I beat Grim that night in front of we've wrestled 100 and something times.
God.
Never in front of a live crowd. Never in
Oh.
front of a live crowd. That was our first match we had in front of a live crowd, and I got the better of them that night. I got welcomed back to GTS. A lot of talent weren't happy. A lot of people walked out. Kurt Bale being one of them. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, I came back. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm home. So, y'all wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for, me, myself, Grim, and his brother, putting our bodies on the line. So, like, yeah, I have screwed up in the past, but GTS is my home. So I never forgot where I came from. So, if you guys want to have a problem with me, step up and take this belt away from me. Which, sure enough, somebody did. They had what was called our version of Money in the Bank, the food in the fridge briefcase, which they cashed in on me and took it from me mid-match. But somebody did something about it. So then I started my own thing. I got fed up with how things were going. I started Pro Wrestling Venom, and yeah, that was um I wrestled Ron for complete control of Pro Wrestling Venom at Groomania, and he ultimately won that. But I still have the rights to Pro Wrestling Venom because I have the legalized paperwork for it. So,
Really? You did that?
Oh yeah, I LLC Pro Wrestling Venom. It is 100% mine. So I do still own it 100%.
Maybe I'll
But
take over maybe you can help me take over XBW here.
Oh, we'll
I
have to see about
listen.
that.
I like the
Listen.
way this guy operates.
There is whatever measures I have to take because X Brand. I have to agree with Delaware Mike here. X Brand is spiraling out of control, dude.
Way
Like,
out.
y-
Disgrace.
every show, every house show, man, somebody's on fire. I mean, creepy Peggy.
Oh
She's
God.
a sweetheart, man. Why is she getting hit with light tubes and all that stuff?
She was so innocent when she came.
So innocent when she came in. And the same thing with GQ. Like, did you say something to GQ to
No,
make him mad about me?
no,
Mike did.
I just know him from old CCW. I didn't.
Mike
want
just
to know
knows her from old CZW. What did you say, Justin?
Mike slipped him $50 to do that.
No, I dare we.
Bullshit.
You know
He
I'm
looked
too
like he
cheap.
had
I
$50
seen it.
on him.
I'm too cheap to do that, and he owes me money to begin with.
I
so
see
no,
Mike slipping $50.
Yeah, you owe him money to begin with. Anyway.
No, I did not do that. No.
We'll have to take care of this after the show.
Me and him might own XBW by the time we're done. But this Halloween show, Extreme Halloween, is that an outdoor show? It's like a 2:00 start. Is that outdoors?
I have no idea, but I do know that I'm walking out of that show #1 contender to Lisi's GTS Hardcore Championship. So Lisi is going to have to live up to the championship belt itself, the hardcore championship instead of disgracing it by having other people fight her own battles. This is a battle that she is not going to be able to have somebody else fight. And I'm making that very clear. So, Damon Dante, 100%, nothing but respect for that guy's talent. Nothing but respect for how he carries himself. I'm sorry I did what I did. I needed him to win that match, and I needed to get the point across to his mind that the Hardcore Championship and the name Hardcore is being disgraced right now. And I kind of want to do something about it. I kind of want to enforce the fact that, Lisi's days of running her mouth and her damn ego is over in GTS as far as I'm concerned. As soon as I'm done with her, 100%. Like I gotta take measures because she's ruining a show that I built for 10 fucking years. That I literally got my start, and if it wasn't for GTS and Grim giving me that chance, I wouldn't be everywhere like I am today. I wouldn't have the name that I do today. I wouldn't even be talking to y'all, if it wasn't for getting on that show. That's where I got my start. So,
Okay. And you would not hold back on a woman.
A woman like Lisi, who's in a fight that is contested for the hardcore championship. This is a match. Listen, she's signing a contract for this.
Okay.
If not, she hands over the hardcore championship and walks away. Okay? Which I know that's going to be very hard for her to do. Listen, if she doesn't sign it, all right? No, they should just remove her from the GTS premise, kicking and screaming and yelling. Oh, wait, she already does that.
Do you know this girl?
Mike's a big fan of her.
I don't know her. No, I don't know her.
told
I'm
me-
gonna-
Of course you. Wait,
I don't know her.
Mike told me we should interview her.
Mike, you're a CZW diehard, man. How are you a fan of her?
I just don't know who this woman is. I don't know.
Yeah, I
What's
don't
her
know.
name? No, who is
Look
this?
up look up GTS. She's on every thumbnail.
GTS.
Okay, GTA. Yeah,
Look up Griff's Toy Show. She's all the recent videos. She's on every thumbnail.
And that's on. And what's the date on that show?
Mike's gonna go check this out now.
What's the date on that? October
5th, Vineland, New Jersey. It's Jimmy Controversy versus Damon Dante, number one contender for the GTS Hardcore Championship.
And then are you driving that night to Timberville?
I am going to drive that night down to Timberville, and that is going to be my birthday weekend. The Hardcore Grand Prix, Extreme Halloween, that's my birthday weekend.
All right, that's good. That's good.
Because that Monday's my birthday, so.
With all this driving you do, what's your favorite go-to restaurant?
Oh yeah, we like that.
Oh, so IWA Deep South, I'm definitely hitting that Mexican restaurant that Necro got all of us in and let us stay past. Were you there for that, Mike?
No, I went to a buffet, but we saw it and we didn't go to that.
Oh man, that Mexican restaurant is banging, bro. Like we got the same meal, and I mean that restaurant is the best, man. They're what's it called, steak bowl in that like iron that I don't know what you call it, but it is awesome, dude. It is awesome. I'm definitely going there again.
There's not much in that town, really. There's not much. There's
there's in Memphis. We went down to Memphis. Jerry Lawler's place was closed, but there's a nice barbecue place like right across from there, which is really good. I forget what it was called. Indiana, they had a really nice diner, which me, Ron, Hillbilly, and all of us went to, and Hillbilly just picks up the menu and goes, They got them daggum quesadillas. So,
Okay. What
So-
what about name? What we always talk about all these guys like the English guys. They love Wawa. What do you hit around this like like the Wawa
Waffle House.
what do you guys like to hit?
oh, dude,
Talk to us.
I worship Waffle House.
He lives right down the street.
I worship Waffle House, dude. I love Waffle House. Every time I'm in Virginia, every time I'm in Tennessee, every time I'm in wherever down south, Waffle House. Always.
We got him here. We got him in Delaware. There's 3.
There's one.
Yeah.
We could walk.
You
You
guys
could
got
walk.
it. Nice. Nice.
Drake went and he took Soul Takers. Soul Taker had never been to one.
No,
And-
no, I've never been to one.
Oh no, he had never been to one.
You've never been to a Waffle, Justin?
He's lived here for years now, and it's legitimately a mile. Like he crosses it every day to go to, and he never been, and he went there. Yeah, and he likes
Soul Taker took me.
Yeah. So Waffle House. What about your Cracker Barrels?
I haven't had Cracker Barrel in a long time, but I love Cracker Barrel, dude. I
Cracker
love
Barrel?
Cracker Barrel. We were gonna go there after Dread, Jury, and I were gonna go there after TOD. Instead, we just got a Wawa pizza. I guess
Nice.
that's all right. I mean,
Okay. Oh,
but
yeah.
like, I go to Wawa all the time. I really kind of wanted to. I love Buc-ee's. I love Buc-ee's. That's really good. Sheets is cool. The place in POR, the Gold Crown, with the pool table and the Gold Crown bar that I go to after the POR shows. Their wings and nachos are the best, man.
Okay.
What about White Castle? I know you live close to White Castle.
He's right down the
Yeah.
street.
There's a White Castle like right by the shelter.
Yeah, I hit it.
All those guys went there. I took Hillbilly there after we went fishing when he was staying here with me for a week. He got a crave case.
You like it?
So we got like the crave cases. Yeah, Hillbilly and I got like 2 crave cases. It was really good. But yeah, I like their waffle burgers. Really cool. I think that's what they call them. I don't really know what they call them though. Got a lot of good stuff in Hal. They got like they got the Applebee's, the IHOPs, they got the Longhorn, which is one of my favorite restaurants to go to. I'll go there I went there last weekend. So there's a lot of good stuff in Howell, and then there's the Cabin, which is in Howell, really good place to eat. So
The Cabin.
What do you find the European the guys that you deal with that you run around with like Big Joe's and those European guys? What do they like to eat?
I don't really know. I don't travel with them that much. I know Lou and I went to we all went and got like cheesesteaks in Philly. I mean, I haven't had a cheesesteak in a long time, so like every time I'm in Philly now, I grab a cheesesteak 100%.
Down at Pat's or Gino's or Tony Luke's or
So after CZW training, because I brought Necro and home with Jimmy there, because I was giving them like a ride after the June show. We went to Jim's Steaks. Necro took me to the best, literally the best steak place and the best nightclub ever. There was a Pennsport Pub, it was called.
I went there. I know.
Necro loves it.
I went there.
And, that was his shit, man. And Jim Steaks, their cheesesteaks were phenomenal, dude.
Oh yeah,
phenomenal.
Best in Philly.
Told me exactly which one to get, exactly which cheesesteak to get, and I did. I listened to him. I listen to him all the time because he's right like 100% of the time. So
Jim Steaks is definitely the best.
There's a few things he does that I would not follow.
pretty much could tell you anything about everything. I 100% wish I had that knowledge.
Oh yeah, no. We know Necro for years. Yeah, he's a good guy. He loves baseball.
I 100% wish I had that knowledge. Oh yeah, you could talk baseball with him for hours.
Yeah.
He's just not, a Yankees fan as much anymore.
I don't know. Yikes.
Yeah.
I'm Yankees all the way, dude.
Are you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
Do you have any of your like friends? I know you travel with the crew and stuff. Do any of your like friends outside wrestling ever come to a show and be like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like, have you ever brought? I'm always curious about a wrestler that would bring a friend that doesn't know the business. Because I still talk to people like, "Is that real blood?" I'm like, "Yeah." Oh no, they're not.
So a lot
I'm
of my friends, a lot of my friends don't like to travel because we've been traveling. We were on like wrestling traveling teams for amateur wrestling our entire lives.
Yeah.
So like they kind of grew out of traveling. Like a trip to Virginia Beach and the wrestling camps would be like exhausting for them, and that's like once a year. So they really don't like to travel, but if you bring the wrestling to them, and if they know that I'm in town for it, they'll come.
What did they
So
say?
like, we're gonna be in Howell November 2nd, which is my hometown.
Oh hell yeah.
Howell, New Jersey. Howell, Alabama, the home of the Rebels.
Oh,
And
hell
listen, unlike Bale, I know he's the man behind the shelter. I'm an actual Hal Rebel right here, guys.
Letterman
yeah.
jacket.
Represent.
Oh, okay.
Represent.
Oh, yeah.
Represent.
145.
Graduated at 145 weight class. Hal Rebels, varsity.
Yeah.
He'll
See
take
that
you
it
back.
says right there. Varsity wrestling.
No, that's
Hell
proud,
yeah.
man. That's it. People
So,
don't understand
yeah.
how hard it is to be a high school wrestler. It's
How
tough.
hard was it?
No, it is
Pretty
hard.
hard. Pretty
Huh?
hard because I had to make weight, but 100%, like it or not, Hal is my territory, and I'm not just gonna sit back and smile that there's a show there. I'm gonna be part of it 100%.
No,
I'm
snap.
glad you
There
got.
we go.
I'm glad.
I might put you against him.
No,
I might put Delaware.
Hey,
I'm
listen,
look,
give me Justin, give me anybody because it's clear that X Brand needs truth, justice, and order. And you guys being in my hometown, I'm the gatekeeper when it comes to Howell, New Jersey. I know GCW got their start there in Howell, New Jersey, but I was in Howell, New Jersey for as long as I've been born, since 2002, growing up in Howell, New Jersey. I used to go to all the GCW shows at Game Changer World.
Wow.
So I've always wanted to wrestle in Howell in front of the people that know me.
God, how far are you from Hal? Like, how far do you live from Hal? Like 10
lives
minutes?
in Hal.
5 minutes?
I am sitting in Howell right now at my very home.
So you could get to the show in like 5 minutes. It's not that big of a city, right?
Yes, sir. 5 to 10 minutes, give or take.
Oh, God. Okay. Oh, he's going to bring his
I know
food.
exactly where Bale. Hey, listen, I know no hard feelings with Kurt Bale, the man behind the shelter. I know the man behind the shelter 100%. We've had many battles, we fought many times, and I know 100%. Uh, and I'm just happy to be. I just hope welcome with open arms or not. Sergeant Controversy's coming.
Don't you want to tell his promotion or email? Or
Oh yeah.
merchandise?
You have anything to plug? Pro Wrestling Venom? Any merch? People want to
Pro
buy?
Wrestling Venom shirts are gonna be on sale real soon. Pro Wrestling Venom events will just had our tournament 2 weeks ago. First tournament that I've ever made it to the finals in, which was pretty awesome. It came down to myself, Masty, which was my guy, Mike against Mikey Anarchy, Obey. So it was the four of us in one big, ultra violent match. A lot of fuckery being involved. My best friend Gabe turned on me with a damn blowing up my bat with these poppers on a damn stick. Not even a bat. It was a wooden oar that you use to row fucking boats. But knock on wood, I'm okay, and no big deal. It's just business. A little hurt by Gabe's choice, but it's all good. But yeah, Pro Wrestling Venom shows are coming real soon. I'm gonna end the year off strong. Stay tuned for that. And there's anything else,
Yeah. What about merch? Any Jimmy controversy merch you got for sale?
Yes. First we got the Sergeant Jimmy controversy shirt. I'm wearing one of them right now. I got a different color coming out. It's gonna be skin color pointer finger like that. So Sergeant Jimmy controversy shirts. I still got a bunch of these that I'm gonna be selling. I got trading cards that are finally out, made by none other than the suicidal beast, Bryant Woods.
Oh,
I'll be selling them for $5 a piece. Really, really cool. They got all my details on the back, everything about me, bio, styles of wrestling, stuff like that. And it's part of the IWA Deep South Deathmatch Series 1.
Nice.
And it's myself. I think Brian White has some. I know Cato has some. I think a few others. I know Brian Woods himself made some. So yeah, those will be on sale. The Jimmy Controversy plush toys, Theater Brutality edition will be coming out.
plush to
So I'm sorry, guys. Not real money will be stapled to it, but there'll be $10 bills with my face on it, though. So definitely look towards that.
Have you seen? I wonder what the new Carnage Cup shirt's going to look like. Is it going to have all the names on it?
It's gonna have my name on it this time, so I'm happy. Hey, listen, I was thrown in there with two of the best in the scene.
Yeah, no,
and
no.
You
Yeah.
I was
deserve it.
kind of discouraged that I didn't have my name on that shirt. I know it was last minute, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, it's on it this year.
Oh yeah, it's definitely on it this year, definitely.
Carnage Cup. I'm excited. He's got a busy month.
Absolutely,
He's got a
absolutely.
busy month, man. You're really Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah, X brand is busy too, man. You guys, y'all are gaining momentum by the minute. Lots of steam.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you
All
for being.
gas, no brakes.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You have any questions for us?
Nothing other than no further questions other than I will see you guys October 11th.
October 11th.
Well, I'll see you at the Grand Prix. I might make it to this.
Oh yeah, that's right. I will see you at the Grand Prix.
I've been to every Grand Prix. I'm bringing my buddy Lee, the bald guy that I hang around with, Lee Johnson, and another buddy. Everybody I've ever brought.
Justin, I got a question. Why? Ever since I haven't been around, why has everything in X brand spiraled out of control this much?
I don't
You know why? I'll answer that question. Because Sergeant Jimmy Controversy was not on the job. That's why.
That's why.
I think you need to be.
Well, you have your deputy there. You have Roman 5-0 taking.
Roman 5-0 and myself, good cop, bad cop, the two of us together, we will bring X brand to where it should be.
Yes.
And we will do it with truth, justice, and order. We are the law and order arms of the deathmatch scene. 100%.
My family members, cousins, they've seen me on. I was bragging about I'm a podcast guy. They looked into it, and now I'm embarrassed to be part of this. And I mean, I can only Vern Gagne and Lou Thez, or you probably don't even know who they are.
I know who they are.
Are rolling over in their grave.
You don't know who they are?
He doesn't. He doesn't know.
I know who they are.
You know they are. Yeah.
We're about the Sarge here today.
Yeah.
We're about the Sarge.
And those two
they are rolling. They are rolling in their graves right now.
Yes.
Because of what is going on in X brand, man.
Exactly.
Totally out of control. Totally out of control.
But
But if I have to get, listen, if we have to get violent to enforce law and order, we will. A lot of people are going to test. A lot of people are going to test me. I know, especially in Howell. A lot of people are going to test me.
You better watch it.
Oh yeah,
Impersonate, and you should be arrested for impersonating.
But
a
there's,
wrestling
but
promoter.
listen, I know a lot of people in Howell. I grew up in this area. All right.
You might be
Howell Rebel, Howell
You're
Rebel
right.
through and through, blue and gray, baby.
that cast of characters you call a locker room is a disgrace. And poor Pinky, she came in innocent. Now she's doing all kind of crazy
hitting
stuff.
Poor Pinky. Poor Pinky. That's not Howell hospitality. What
No.
happened at the last house party show? Come on.
Well, we'll see what happens November 3rd as X Brand House Party 3 takes over.
That's
Howell,
not how
New
us
Jersey.
Howell guys act. Jesus Christ. Pinky's a sweetheart. Come on.
I know. He's corrupted her. She's doing all kind
You
of
did.
crazy
You
things.
corrupted her. You corrupted her. You have corrupted her.
What have I done?
Yeah, what have you done? What have you not done, Justin?
Big shot here.
But the Sarge, thank you for joining us today. October 11th, we will see you. H2O Center, October 25th, Glassboro, New Jersey. X Brand presents Bloodlust. And of course, November 3rd, Howell, New Jersey for the House Party 3. Sarge, thank you.
Thanks, Jimmy. I'm right behind you. We got straight up
Bet.
POR too. Those guys are out of control down there too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's happening to wrestling?
I recall the past real vaguely. I remember everything they said. Maybe thought that I was crazy.